Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to start with a new topic, modal and auxiliary verbs. For example, if you are talking to your teacher, you ask her, "Ma'am, can I borrow your book?" She immediately tells you to correct yourself and use may instead of can. Why? Because she wants to tell you that may is a formal way of seeking permission, whereas can is an informal way of seeking permission. So let's begin and see what are modal and auxiliary verbs. Modals are helping verbs that express certain moods or attitudes such as possibility, permission, suggestion, ability, certainty, necessity, and others. They are always followed by a main verb. They do not change form according to the subject or take ing. They also do not require do, when. We use them in questions or negatives. For example, if I say, "I shall meet you after the class," here shall is a modal. "May I sit in the front row?" May is a modal. "I will bring you pakoras when I go to the market." Will here is the modal. And now if I talk about auxiliary verbs, auxiliary verb is a verb that changes or helps another verb. For example, am or is. In a form of a sentence, if I say the same thing, "I am sorry for what I have done." Here, am is the auxiliary verb. "You are never too old to learn." Here, are is the auxiliary verb. There are many more examples of modals and auxiliary verbs. We will be seeing and talking about it in the PPT. Now, different kind of models. When I talk about different kind of models, shall, must, could, might, will, ought to, may, would, should, can, these all are models. We'll discuss about them one by one. Before I start discussing about different kind of models, we'll first discuss about the structure and the what do these models express. Models express possibility, ability, inability, wish, advice, obligation, suggestion, offer, permission, seeking and granting both, request. Structure of models. When I talk about structure of the model verbs, when I talk about the affirmative sentence, in the affirmative sentence, we write subject plus the model plus the infinitive. Like, "She should stay." Here, she is the subject, should is the model, and stay is the infinitive. In the negative form, subject plus model plus not plus infinitive. "She shouldn't stay." Interrogative, WH family plus model plus the subject. "Why should she stay?" Okay, subject is followed by infinitive. Okay, now we'll begin with the discussion of all the models. First one is can. When I talk about can is a model that expresses ability, inability, permission, and offer. I have told you in the beginning also that models express ability, inability, permission, offer, request, and many other things. But the first model that we are discussing is can, and can is the modal verb that expresses ability, inability, permission, and offer. For example, "I can cook food." Here I am telling you about my ability. I'm telling you that I can cook food. "Can I go out now?" Here I am seeking permission from you. Can I go out now? But here the permission is informal permission. It is not a formal permission. When we talk about a formal permission, we always use may. Can I carry this bag for you? Here I'm offering you help. I cannot dance. So here I am telling you about my inability, that I cannot dance. You can go out. I am granting you permission and telling you that you can go out. Next is could. When I talk about could always expresses the past ability, the past inability, possibility, permission, request, suggestion. For example, I could climb trees when I was young. So I'm telling you about my ability when I was young, what I could do at that moment of time. I could climb trees. I couldn't complete the test in time. This is again a past inability. They could take the last flight. This is a possibility, that this is possible. It might be possible that they can take, they could take the last flight. Will. When I talk about will is a modal verb that expresses promise, determination, request, and command. For example, I will complete the work on time. Here, I am promising someone and telling him that I'll complete the work on time. I will work harder from now on. Now, this is the determination that I'm going to work hard to pass. I will work harder from now on. Will you lend me your phone? Here, I am making a request. Will you lend me your phone? You will have to leave now. Now, this is a command that is being given. Next is would. Now, would is the past of will. Would is a modal verb that expresses possibility, wish, repetition of past events, and offer. For example, if I were you, I would be so sad. This is a possibility. If I were you, I would be so sad. Now, here it is a possibility also, and this is acting as conditional to also. I would like to have one more cup of tea. Here I am. This is a wish, kind of a wish. When I was younger, I would play a lot of video games. This is repetition of past events, what I used to do. Would you like to have one more cup of tea? Offer. Yeah, here you are offering something, asking about it. Now comes may. When I talk about may is a modal verb that expresses probability, permission, offer, and suggestion. For example, a train may get delayed due to the fog. Now, this is a probability. You are not sure of it. It's just a probability. May I have some water? Seeking permission. You are asking for water and you are seeking permission here. May I have some water? And this is the best way to seek permission because this is a formal way of seeking permission. You may visit our home next week. This is an offer. It may be a good idea to visit your aunt. This is a suggestion. Whenever you are being asked to give a suggestion, then you may give suggestion by telling that it may be a good idea to visit your aunt. Now, if I talk about may, in the cases of may, there are other things also that we can talk. Like if I say may, when we are expressing wishes or giving permission, in that case only may is used. May cannot be used to give permission or to prohibit someone from doing something. You may not take photos. So this is not the right way. Inside, you cannot say like this, you may not take photos inside the museum. So this is not the right way actually. Uh, if I talk about may and might together, may and might can normally be interchanged without significant difference in meaning. How it may be said, like if I say, it may rain. So I'm talking about a probability here, and in the same case, I may say it might rain. So again, I am talking about the probability. Uh, but there is a little difference. The difference is like when I am talking about it may rain, I am expressing a possibility that is higher. Whereas when I'm talking about it might rain, I am talking about the possibility that is lower. So this is the basic difference between may and might. Now, might is a model that expresses probability and gives suggestion. Again, as I said, might expresses lower probability than may. I had told you about the difference between may and might when I said the sentence, it may rain, it might rain. There is a difference in the sentence. You can interchange the models. You can use may instead of may, you may use might, and instead of might, you may use may. But there is a little difference where might shows a probability that is lower, whereas may shows the probability that is higher. For example, I might have come if you had asked me earlier. Again, it's a probability. You might want to try this dish. Again, a suggestion. Mustn't shows necessity. If I'm talking about mustn't, it will always show necessity. You mustn't cheat in a test. So again, it's a necessity. They mustn't be angry. Again, it's a necessity. Now we'll talk about should. Should is a modal verb that expresses obligation, expectation, and gives advice. For example, he should take some rest after that bout of fever. That's an advice. She should have completed her work by now. This is an expectation. Now, should is a politer offer than shall. If I talk about shall, should comparatively, should is a politer offer than shall. Now you talk about shall. Shall is a modal verb that expresses certainty and gives offer and suggestion. For example, I shall go to Darjeeling next month, and this is a certainty. Shall I carry your box for you? It's an offer. Shall we go to museum today? Again, it's a suggestion. Now we move on to have to. When we talk about have to is a model that expresses obligation and necessity. For example, I have to brush my teeth twice a day. This is an obligation. Kind of, if I say that's the commitment that you need to do it every day, it is compulsion. You have to do it. You have to be punctual to school. This is the necessity. When I talk about you have to be punctual to school, it is the necessity. Need to. When I talk about need to is a modal verb that expresses duty and necessity. Both. You need to speak to elders politely. This is what you are being taught. So that's your prime duty to follow. So you need to speak to elders politely. They need to revise their lesson. It's a necessity. Before exams, we know that we have to do that work. We need to revise our lessons, and that is the necessity. Next, we move on to must. Must is a modal verb that expresses obligation, necessity, and certainty. You must help the needy. Obligation. Again, as I said before, it's a compulsion. It was a must for them to win. Necessity. Like if they would have not won the match, maybe they would have not reached the semifinals. You must return home before dark. When I say you must return home before dark, again, I'm expressing certainty here. Now we come to ought to. So when I talk about ought to is a modal verb that expresses obligation and gives instructions and advice. For example, he ought to be impartial. It's an obligation. Again, you ought to take your medicines on time. That's an instruction. You ought to take leave to visit your ailing father. That's an advice. Now, ought to is used to give advice or make recommendations. It expresses assumptions as well as, or you may say, expectations, as well as strong probability. Now, if I say a sentence like, give you an example of recommendation, you ought to stop smoking. Here, I am actually telling you to stop smoking. Jim ought to get the promotion. It is expected because he deserves it. If I talk about probability, this stock ought to increase in value. So, higher probability is being talked about. Mark ought not drink so much. Advise against something, that is, uh, notice there is no to. So in that case, you are giving advice against something. So in that case, you are not using to. I have used not here. Next, when I talk about main verbs and auxiliary verbs, be, do, and have are both main verbs and auxiliary verbs. Be, do, and have. These are the three verbs that are both main verbs as well as the auxiliary verbs. As I told you in the beginning, auxiliary verb is a verb that changes or helps another verb. Now, main verbs can stand alone in a sentence. They can always stand alone in a sentence, but auxiliary verb is teamed up with the main verb. Main verbs can stay independent, whereas they can stand alone in the sentence, whereas auxiliary verbs are they always need a main verb to work. Like if I say the sentence, Fred is a young boy. Again, this is a main verb. Here is a main verb. But if I say Fred is trying to write a book, here is auxiliary verb. Why? Because it is helping the verb and it is helping the action that is being done. We did our homework. Here did is the main verb, whereas we did write that letter. Here did is acting as a auxiliary verb. Selena has 12 goldfish. Has here is acting as main verb, whereas Selena has brought a catfish. Here has is acting as auxiliary verb. Now, there are certain verbs, if I talk about only the auxiliary verbs, that is am, is, are, was, were, being, been, do, does, do, did, sorry, has, have, had, having. These are auxiliary verbs, they change. Whereas modal auxiliaries, they never change their form. The modal auxiliary verbs are the ones that we talked about. Can, might, should, shall, would, must, may, could. These are the verbs that never change their forms. But the only auxiliary verbs, they change their forms. Now this is the assignment that you have to do, and the answers will be uploaded for the same in your ERP. We'll be discussing more about it in our live lectures. Again, a small recap. What are models? Models, what are some of the models are shall, must, could, might, will, ought to, may, would, should, have to. These all are the models. And what are models? If I talk about models, models are the helping verbs that express certain moods or attitudes, like such as possibility, permission, suggestion, ability, certainty, necessity, and others. They are always followed by a main verb. They do not change forms according to subject or take ing. They also do not require do when we use them in questions or negatives. These are important things that we need to take care. For example, I must leave now. Here, must is a model. They have to complete a basic course before they can perform. Have to is a model. Complete your assignment, and then we'll be discussing the answers in the ERP. Your answers will be uploaded in your ERP. Thank you.